Okay. It's March 29th, 2026. Himitsu Sensei Ronin Dojo, Senpai Kashinoki, the oak tree. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. In our syllabus, we've created 8 core concepts by which all of our techniques have to conform to. And one of the higher level concepts is the concept of cardinal directions. And I want to talk about this, and I imagine this is going to be a 2-part video. Today we're going to talk about this technique in relation to 2 techniques from the Aikido syllabus, Irimi Nage, or entering throw, and Tenchi Nage, which is heaven and earth throw. Okay. Here in Ronin Dojo, we typically do Irimi Nage from either a round punch or a yokomenuchi attack. So, no, just empty-handed, please, yokomenuchi. Right. So once I enter here and I break Uke's posture as this energy is coming forward, I don't want to intercept this round punch. I don't want to intercept this line and try to block this like I'm some sort of a karate guy. What I want to do is I want to use this S block to vector this energy down and outward, breaking Uke's Chushin line and by extension his hara, right? When he punches here, all of his center is moving forward through this line. Push through, right? Right? And so I don't want to intercept this. I don't want to eat this energy. I want to deflect it outwards. And this is ideally what we think of when we think of what Jujutsu is Ju, or yielding. I'm not yielding, I'm not surrendering to this energy. What I'm doing is I'm absorbing this energy and deflecting it in the truest form of Aiki, like in Aikido, the harmonization of my energy with Uke's energy. And then as I clear the line so I can step through in this straight line, I'm going to finish my Irimi Nage by pushing my hara through Uke's hara. Okay. This is entering throw, or the way we see it, I'm entering Uke's center here. And again, if here's Uke's center and my center, I'm entering in what we call here his inside line, as opposed to being on the outside of Uke's center, which we would call outside line. So for the sake of this argument, we're just going to work on the inside line. So when Uke makes his attack, I am breaking his posture, breaking his frame by harmonizing with his energy and stepping through with my hara and his hara. What I'm not doing is trying to absorb this energy out here and then trying to push through. I'm not extending any of my energy or any of my center through his. This isn't a contest of strength. Whenever we do this, we fight center with center, or hara with hara. So it's my hara that has passed through the line of Uke's hara. My center has passed through his, and so it's hara to hara. And like with any throw, what I'm doing is I'm committing Uke's body into a posture that compels him to fall in a direction where he cannot regain his balance. Right. Here. So this is our simplest version of Irimi Nage. What I want to explain, let's say, as we're facing the Kamiza, let's say the Kamiza is in the north. Yes, it's in the east, but let's say it's in the north. So if Uke is coming from the north and I'm in the south, then what I want to do is I want to take Uke back on his line into the north. So we're working what we call the north-south axis, 2 of the 4 cardinal directions of combat. So let's talk about, if I was to do Irimi Nage now from Ryute Kote Dori, or from a double-handed grip, I would do the same thing. I would be coming up and through, bringing my hara through Uke's hara, and stepping through here in the north-south axis. Tenchi Nage, literally translated as heaven and earth throw, is typically practiced here from Ryute Kote Dori. And it has the exact same entry. So then what is the difference between Tenchi Nage from Ryute Kote Dori and Irimi Nage from Ryute Kote Dori? The answer, as we believe, is that Tenchi Nage, heaven and earth throw, there's my earth part, there's my heaven part. I'm jacking Uke up, I'm again breaking his hara, breaking his Chushin line, but in Tenchi Nage, I'm going to turn into the east-west axis. I'm stepping out, I'm going to break Uke's center here. across him in the east-west axis, not in the north-south. And now as I begin to move my foot, I begin to break Uke's center, and as I step through, Uke falls. The question is always this: if Uke simply let go, where's the technique? The technique ends. So why would Uke now begin to, or keep on holding on, which is to his own detriment? Well, the answer is that if this is samurai, if this is jujutsu, I was going for the knife, right? If he's grabbing this knife and he lets go, I'm going to kill him. And so the idea is that if this is samurai, if this is battlefield, if this is period correct, there must be a blade in play. Uke's commitment to the technique is his commitment to not getting cut with the blade. Okay. We call this the commitment of Uke, or the assumption of Uke. So again, to review, right? If I'm doing Irimi Nage, it is much the same technique. I'm dropping and lifting Uke's center and stepping through with hara in the north-south axis. Whether it is from the temi or whether it is from the grab, the technique is the same. We see this heaven and earth technique both in Irimi Nage and Tenchi Nage. So if these two techniques are two techniques and they're two different things, then what makes them different? What are they? And the answer has to be that Irimi Nage, if it's entering throw, I'm entering Uke's posture as he comes from the north, and I'm taking him back to the north. Heaven and earth throw, it's the same entry, but the thing that breaks Uke's posture is I'm now taking him across his center into the east-west axis. This is the introduction to 4 cardinal directions of technique, which I think we'll revisit in another video when we talk about Shihonage, or 4 directions throw, and what are the 4 directions of 4 directions throw in Shihonage. Both techniques from the modern Aikido syllabus, and if Aikido and Judo are both children of Jujutsu, then for us to understand Jujutsu, to understand the root, we must understand what these things are relative to the epistemology of what the technique must be. And if it's Jujutsu, it must be Japanese, it must be period correct to the battlefield samurai, either in the Edo period or the Muromachi Aoyama Sengoku Jidai periods before Edo. Again, Himitsu Sensei here in Ronin Dojo with Senpai Kashinoki. Arigatou gozaimasu.